Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Schlieffen, at Tier 10 German battleship. I'm on map Shatter. It's unfortunately a standard battle with 2 subs and a carrier, so basically about the worst you can find. Well, anyway, there is a Holland that's being raided, so our secondaries are going to have some fun here. Meanwhile, I got 2 depth charge hits on the submarine. Not that it does an awful lot, but there we go. Now the Mecklenburg is going behind this island, so it might not be able to well, I'd get the salvo off though, so I'm relatively broadside towards it. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can do about it. I'm desperately looking to see some sign of the sub. Obviously I can't, because it's a sub. And yeah, I took quite a bit of damage there, but I need to get closer to the island. And meanwhile, Viper torped the Holland, which is pretty nice. So that Holland is gone. The Mecklenburg shouldn't have any shots, and my secondaries continue to basically farm it. So not too bad. I mean, I'm submarine pinged. But I'm gonna go and emergency hack that island, and I believe all torps should end inside that island, hopefully. Now the sub spotted again. Let's try some depth charges, of course. Subs are pretty maneuverable these days, because Wargaming made sure of that. So they are not that easy to hit with depth charges if they are aware that they can actually move. I did get quite a few hits though, surprisingly enough. Now also keep in mind this replay is from the older version, not the current version, so I mean depth charges have obviously been nerfed since. And submarines have been announced to be released. Anyway, enough depressing things. Well, speaking of depressing things, so this is standard battle, so we are not fighting over any objectives here, right? As you can see, the enemy team has battleships just basically completely in retreat. They might be pushing the other flank though, and we don't really have that much of another flank. We have basically some ships here in the center. I'm trying to hit this submarine with more depth charges, but you know, I'm trying to minimap aim here, cause I can't really see where it is because of the island. But I'm not having high expectations. Meanwhile, our sub is just YOLOing through. We still have 2 subs, technically. Well, the enemy has lost 2 ships, both being torped by Viper, which was a good start. Can I get some shots in comparable? No, because there was a massive mountain in my way. Which, yeah, that mountain had it coming. Now there is a sub in front of me. I'm not liking where this is going. There is potentially a Smolensk and a Worcester there as well. So the Schlieffen might be sort of coming back. There's also Kurfurst down here, but basically, right, the flank I've been in is just a long-range standoff. We have our battleships in the back, they have their battleships in the back. Not really the territory of a Schlieffen. Meanwhile, it looks like there might be some action here in the center. If the enemy pushes through here into this middle area, then as a Schlieffen, I'm in a perfect position to stop them. Well, I don't have my hydro ready, which could be inconvenient. Smolensk is spotted. It's broadside, shells out. Nothing will happen, probably. Oh wait, I got a citadel. Nice! Although just one. And now the worst thing is about to happen, while the Smolensk immediately sets 2 fires. The submarine is pinging, and okay, so it looks like the submarine torps went into this island. That's good news for now. And I'm undetected. So for some reason, the enemy submarine... Oh, can see some oil spills there, so let's target them. So for some reason, the enemy submarine decided to not spot me. Like, all it needed to do was, like, surface, and... I mean, there's a Moskva here. I'm not sure if there was... We never really saw the sub, right? So it wouldn't know if the Moskva is radaring. But yeah, the sub decided not to spot me. So here we are. Now this is where I'll unlock the camera here a bit and actually speed it up, because the next minute or 2 are going to be very boring. I mean, it's a standard battle after all. So I'm trying to potentially depth charge drop the submarine. The problem is, yeah, I'm depth charge dropping over there as well. Trying to hit the submarine. See, the thing is, right? well, once again, as I go here, the sub will immediately spot me. There isn't much I can do. I can't push into a sub because it's a sub. It will just wreck me. So I'm unfortunately not able to do much, but the Montana here is pushing in. Now the Montana is getting farmed, but I've decided to basically go to the other flank where we don't really have anything. On the flank I came from, there is still long-range engagement. People are just sniping each other over the entire map, and I don't want any part of that. But there is a Smolensk, and I definitely want a part of a Smolensk. So, Smolensk is in secondary range, not sure if it has a smoke ready, but my guns are certainly ready. Let's see if we can... Well... It's something, I guess. Now, gonna launch some torps here, we'll see. The Smolensk, for some reason, is not stopping. Oh wait, it is stopping in its smoke. It's probably detected by our Moskva, which is pretty nice offset Moskva. And that means the Smolensk is gonna go down. And there we go. Now, there is still a sub around somewhere. But more importantly, there is a Wooster, and there is a Wooster that's gonna be in secondary range. So I'm gonna back up my Moskva and engage that Wooster. Now we've lost vision with all the enemy battleships because, you know, the enemy battleships are at the back, our enemy battleships at the back. We actually have Viper pretty aggressively positioned and he still can't see any of the battleships. So, yeah. Now, let's engage that Wooster. That Wooster is way too close, right? It can't outrun me, so the secondaries are gonna take care of it. And also, Wooster has not very good third placement to kite away. Also, does have oh, we've just found a battleship, I'm afraid. Now, I can't just torp through this camp. I'm trying to angle against the Mecklenburg, but we have a different problem. Because now the Kurfurst arrives. So the Wooster is almost dealt with, but I was never really too concerned about the Wooster. As long as it was in my secondaries, there was no way for it to survive. But yeah, so I'm starting to angle against the Wooster and I get smacked in the side by the Mecklenburg, and we once again find out the hard way that the Schlieffen is not the most tanky ship on the block. But I can use the island towards my left, potentially for some cover. Which means I'm gonna angle against the Kurfurst. And we'll see how this goes. Of course, if I keep pushing too far, then the Mecklenburg will have some shots at me again. Our Moskva is getting wrecked though. I could try to just slow down here and stop. Might be a smart move, but then again we are winning this pretty heavily and I don't really want the Kurfürst to escape my secondary. See, the thing is, I'm not gonna win a long range fight against the Kurfürst with guns. Because the Kurfürst has more guns than me, and better armor than me, and more hit points than me, so I really need my secondaries to make up for the difference, or potentially my torps. Now, the Mecklenburg has been retreating, and it might be eating some fish, so... Oh yeah, it's eating some fish. So I don't have to worry about that anymore, and now I do the same thing that the Moskva has, and I'll hug this island very tightly. Now the Schlieffen does have a very impressive icebreaker, which means if I was close enough, my nose would be pretty safe, but the thing is, right, the upper part of the nose is 27mm, and if you're far enough away that it's like plunging fire, then the enemy is gonna overmatch your nose, basically, like the enemy battleship. You need them to be close enough to shoot in the lower part of your nose, and, well, there are also planes, by the way. So originally I wanted to use this island to get some cover and heal up, but the plane spotted me, so I decided to reverse out and just shoot the Kurfürst some more. I managed to survive long enough for a heal. Anyway, where was I, right? So your icebreaker is pretty good in close quarters, but keep in mind as long as you're further away from the enemy, they are gonna hit like the vulnerable part of your ship. So once again, if I wanna defeat this Kurfürst, I should be relatively close, which I failed to do because I needed some cover earlier, but the Kurfürst is so low that maybe we'll finish it off just now. Kurfürst got pretty bad RNG with its guns, so... Oh. Yeah, I got bad RNG too. Well, next try. Come on, Kurfurst. Meanwhile, the carrier is still attacking me now. I hope this Kurfurst is not gonna live, and finally I got it. This is the problem, right? So first of all, I was slightly too fat. I still ate the top, but by dodging those planes, I had to go full broadside to the Kurfurst, which is not a problem because the Kurfurst was sunk. But it's still one of the major issues with carriers. If you try to dodge their attacks, it's usually you are forced into like a bad spot. Anyway. There is only the carrier remaining, and you know, this had a very slow start, but that brawl here in the end possibly made up for it. Because definitely had some fun here. Now let's see if we can find the carrier, shall we? Now we can just cap, or we can go after the carrier. I mean, the planes are gonna come for me anyway, so might as well go in the direction that we see the planes come from. And that carrier flew into flag, that's good news. And there we go. We found the carrier. Now I'm on very low health, I can't really afford to just take any drops, I need to dodge them. Now thankfully with no enemy remaining, it can't force me into a bad angle against other ships. Obviously it can force me to not go directly at it, and my turrets are now out of position to shoot it. But I mean, my entire team is going after it. And somebody got citadels. Ooh, it's getting very low. Can I sneak in the Kraken? Come on, carrier, be my Kraken. You wanna be my Kraken, right? There you go. That was my Kraken. So anyway, yeah, this was a nice Schlieffen game. It was slow as most standard battles are. There was a little bit of a letdown in the middle section, but you know, I've tried to pick engagement that favor me. I didn't stay into the sniping duel. I moved flanks, and then I found some brawling in the end. And there were some laughs to be had. So hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.